if you don't know what the fuck you talking about, then what the
next
fuck
speaker,
you come
please.
here for?
I was invited. Next speaker, please.
No, nigga, you asked to be here. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I ain't gonna have these niggas sitting here talking shit to me.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So listen, I was on YouTube, and you know, I'm looking at all of the recommended videos, and a video was recommended to me by one Anton Daniels. Now, Anton Daniels over the years has become one of the most prominent figures on YouTube, and you know, he doing big things over there. You know, you can see him now on news networks talking about politics, all kind of different things. And I got curious and I went and looked at some of his earlier videos. You know, the Anton Daniels, you know, who went from making inspirational videos in the park to the Anton Daniels we know today with the glasses on, and you know, like I said, he on the news networks and doing his thing. And a lot of people look up to and look to Anton for inspiration and game, you know what I'm saying? And he's a you know, older black man. I think he was in his 40s, maybe early 40s, you know, so he doing this thing. So during certain talking points, you know, or certain, I guess, genres, so to speak, I'll tap in with him and see what he's talking about, you know. A lot of his content is very informative and can be very entertaining. And also funny too, you know. You can often see people crashing out on his channel, you know what I'm saying? But this video in particular really caught my attention. So I'm gonna play a clip, you know what I'm saying, from one of his recent uploads, one of his recent panels, man. And I just want y'all to take a look at it, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about it.
Okay, so we do have about 6 Kamala voters on panel tonight. So I just want to ask you, okay, did Americans vote wrong when it comes to electing Trump as president?
This is y'all time to shine.
Yes. This is y'all time to shine.
All right, so you guys heard the topic. Now, let's listen to what the panelists had to say.
CJ, I know that you were eager to talk. Go ahead, big dog.
So yes, I voted for MVP Harris because of her economical plan. I felt like she was targeting those who are hurting the most, which is the middle class.
Okay, give it to us. What's the plan? What was the plan?
So right there, Anton cut him off quick. And clearly there must be some underlying tension between Anton and CJ because it got heated right out the gate.
She wants to help the middle class and not tax. She wants to tax the rich, those who make over $400,000.
So how is she gonna help the middle class?
I'm not diving into that. You got Google just like I do. So
25.
No. Hold on. How is she going to help the middle class? Help us understand.
I'm not helping you understand nothing. We already know who won the thing, so I'm telling you why I voted for her. So again,
oh shit,
right? But I'm trying. One rule that we have on here is that you gotta substantiate your argument. You know,
no, I don't. You asked me why, and I'm telling you why.
Which is substantiating your argument.
No.
Asking you the why behind the why. So if you give me a general talking point, if I say, hey, I bought a house.
Hold on.
Then the conversation is about buying houses in South Carolina. And I would like to know what area in South Carolina.
You asked me a question. You're supposed to be listening.
I am asking you a question. I'm asking you a follow-up question.
No, you asked me why did I vote for Harris, and I'm giving you that answer. There's no follow-up questions after this.
And I'm deep diving the same way that I deep dove.
This isn't no deep dive. Take your scuba gear off and get back on land. This isn't no deep dive.
Listen, that's a joke that did not hit, and that's cool.
It doesn't matter. I'm not up here. No, you asked me a question. I'm going to answer the question the way I want to answer the question.
So if you say that she's going to help the middle class, and I say,
then I'll just answer the question at all. Then
you ask me how she. and I say, hey, can you give me some insight on how
we can move on to the next. We can move on to the next speaker.
She was given $25,000.
No, Janisha,
you gotta answer nothing.
It's a reason why we
stop it, sweetheart. You gotta answer nothing. We can move on to the next speaker.
Damn.
No. Hold on, y'all. Nobody speak for a second. Just give me a second.
We could all just sit here and look at each other then.
Woo-wee.
Shit. The fuck?
CJ, I honestly, man, listen, I'm not meeting you with hostility. I'm not meeting you with hostility. I'm meeting you with love. And what I'm asking is, can you give me some insight on how she was going to help the middle class without Googling?
Damn.
Because I would assume that you actually went to the polls without your Googles on. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm assuming that you already voted. And if you already voted, then you probably have reasons why you voted. And so I'm trying to ask, why did you vote for Kamala Harris? And what was the ways that she was going to help the middle class?
Next speaker, please.
So all you got to say is, I don't know. All you got to do, I don't understand why these people gaslight us, y'all. Listen, everybody in that's watching this, all 4,400 people that's watching this right now, this is what we call masterclass gaslighting. This is the person that's supposed to say, you know what, Anton, I don't know. We can find out later, or you know what, I need to be more informed, or I was just saying talking points that Roland Martin or somebody or Ricky Smiley told me, and I can't substantiate my argument. But then they want to sit there and go, no, you got Google's. Come on, fam. Listen, I've been doing this for a long time, and I can tell when people is gaslighting. I can tell when people being disingenuous. Just say you don't know and you voted because she was black, or because you was simping, or because she a woman. But don't try to make it look like we don't know what we talking about. Oh, let's just move to the next speaker. How you gonna get on a fucking panel and then tell listen, move to the next speaker? So what the fuck you here for if you ain't gonna talk? The subject was in the fucking thing before you jumped up here. It says, Biden to leave Trump with World War III. Next subject, Sonny Holston and Whoopi has Democrats.
I know the topic.
So if you don't know what the fuck you talking about, then what the
next
fuck
speaker,
you
please.
here for?
I was invited. Next speaker, please.
No, nigga, you asked to be here. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I ain't gonna have these niggas sitting here talking shit to me. Go ahead. Anybody else can talk.
So y'all seen what went down. Now, I do want to make sure that I'm clear. Politics is a very, very difficult topic. That and religion, they're two difficult topics to discuss, because you're going to have people that like extremely disagree with you and may see things differently, and that usually causes a lot of heads to butt, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm learning, and I can blame no other platform but TikTok. I started going live on TikTok and talking about some of these, politic issues, and talking about the election, like post-election, and just to kind of see the type of, and I've joined some lives as well, and have had some of these conversations, and it's very challenging to engage in such dialogue where you have differences of opinion, and these are opinions that people hold close to them, and it's almost like disrespect when you disagree with their opinion, especially when you're talking about politics. And what I learned is that you have to have a certain level of decorum. You have to have a certain level of patience and just tolerance with how people combat your points, how they address you. And sometimes people can come off just right disrespectful. And you gotta remember, we on the other side of the screen. Some of these people are, hundreds, if not thousands of miles away. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be able to keep your composure when you're having these conversations. And I'm learning that sometimes this stuff is done purposely because it's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? It's an entertaining way to gain viewership, to get people, to get eyes on what you're doing and get people involved in what you're doing, right? So you seen in that clip, the gentleman, CJ, clearly was kind of going down why he voted for Kamala. And, you know, I guess Anton obviously is of the opinion that a lot of the black voters, they're not necessarily educated on why they need to be voting for a candidate based on policy, right? And we know that there was this big talking point around the fact that Kamala Harris didn't have any policy. So he was pushing back on, you know, why or what the policy was for the middle class. Now, while I understand that, like I said, the idea of it is to point out that people are not informed, right? And they make emotional decisions and maybe get race baited into making an irrational decision. I understand that. But I don't like the delivery and I don't like the outcome. The result of what I've seen is black men or people in general, dog, not able to have a conversation that can elevate us. You know what I'm saying? Black, white, whatever. You know, not being open to having a conversation, letting that man finish, you know, and then using Anton, using his knowledge, using his ability to speak and educate and teach, you know, using that ability to help this man maybe gain more knowledge, become a little bit more informed, and not only help him, but the audience that's watching, you know? So you seen kind of both of them kind of getting a little hostile, and then it eventually led to Anton kicking him off the panel. And I just don't see the positive that happened in that situation, you know? And I think that the temperature rose in the room, and when the temperature rises in the room, that's when the opportunity presents itself to really make the necessary change that allows people to grow. It can either go one or two ways. You're gonna either somebody gonna be able to help the other one grow out of that situation when that tension rise, or, you know, you kind of fall off the cliff and it's a major setback, in my opinion, because now, you know, it was entertaining, but there was no growth from it. You know what I'm saying? And I really didn't, you know, I really struggled to watch that because I clicked on the video because I felt that I would gain some value from it. And while it was entertaining, I feel like this is a time and space for us as black people, for sure, to take these conversations a little bit more seriously. And those of us that understand on a different level, you know, more so than others, meaning like a lot of people have an on the surface understanding, you know, it's about race, it's about rights, this and that and the third, and they don't have that next level of understanding where it's about policy, you know. And I just feel like those conversations need to be had. And you know, going back to the TikTok thing, I joined the live in two instances. I joined the live where they were talking about the fact that the Republican Party actually isn't taking rights away from women. So I joined that live as someone that supported that idea. There was a guy, I believe his name was Dalton. He was on the live, and somehow we started talking about race. And no matter how much we outlined, you know, the history of African Americans and all that we've gone through just to get here, right? He couldn't quite understand the concept, right? I was trying to tell him, like, okay, it's like Monopoly. It's like Monopoly. Everybody done went around the board, done bought up all of the land, and then they let you play. You know, I was talking about the fact that we wasn't allowed to read. You know, it was a lot of things that we were not allowed to do. So you talk about a race of people that people have already had a head start on. And I'm just trying to get him to understand just that concept. In his opinion, he felt like that was victimhood mentality. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, nah, it's not victimhood. It's not like I want a handout. It's just like, can you understand just that? You know, and we had some respectful dialogue. He was actually, he was obviously a Caucasian guy. Me being an African American man, you know, we had decent dialogue. It wasn't disrespectful. I didn't leave that conversation feeling disrespected. The audience that was observing the conversation, it was like 5 or 6 of us on the panel, and another black chick actually joined to kind of further have that conversation and get him to understand it didn't work. But we all learned from that conversation, and we all grew, and the audience that was participating actually grew from the conversation because they got to see 2 different opinions. You know what I'm saying? And it was a respectful thing. Then I joined another live where they was asking the question, when was America great again, right? So this is new to me. I don't be really sharing my opinions with these groups and on these lives and joining these panels. This is a whole new thing for me, but I'm trying to peel back the layers a little bit and see what it's like, you know what I'm saying? And see if I can share my opinions, articulate my opinions on the fly, and share my beliefs, right? So I joined this live. Finally, I got an opportunity to speak. You know, the host asked me some questions like, you know, who did you vote for? Are you an op? You know, like basically, did you vote for Trump? Now, I didn't vote at all. I was very neutral. My girlfriend voted for Kamala. That was something that she wanted to express, and I felt that it was respectfully a situation that I wanted to bow out of, right? Because I was gonna vote for Trump. So when I joined the live, I basically told them I voted for Trump, and you know, I feel like America was great. I feel like America is great because we have the best economic structure, the most influence, you know what I'm saying? Just going on and on about what we kind of already know America to be in comparison to the rest of the world, right? And then I went on to talk about individually. I feel like America has been great for some groups and not very great for others, right? Minorities, obviously. Throughout the history of America, we're still trying to get to a certain point, I guess, right? That was kind of my argument point. And I was like, personally, I feel like the reason why the Democrat Party lost was because we was tired of all of the far left stuff, the super far left stuff, right? You know, the stuff that they wanted to put in the boys' bathroom, right? We don't really know what a woman is anymore. All of that type of stuff, I believe America was tired of that stuff. I believe people with kids, you know, while people wanted it to be about protecting women, a lot of people felt that it was about protecting their kids, right? You know, they're not wanting us to gender kids at birth. You know, they're wanting to put tampons in bathrooms. They wanted to, you know, they don't want the parents in the schools, and they're allowing kids to come to the schools and live through another gender and don't inform the parents. So I think that they were trying to push an agenda that the majority of America wasn't ready for, dog. It wasn't just about her being a woman. It was about what they was trying to push. So by the time I got to, we wanted to know, you know, America was ready to get back to knowing what a woman was, they kicked me off the live, right? And it infuriated me because it's kind of like, y'all are not wanting to grow. You're wanting to only live with people who share your opinions. That's not growth. You know what I'm saying? You're asking for someone that's opposing to come on the live and join the live and have a conversation, but you're not willing to engage in a conversation. And that's what I saw, kind of how I felt by watching Anton, you know, basically kick him off the live. You know, people gatekeep these lives And, you know, even though they got a little testy going back and forth, and he got mad because the dude kind of was like, well, if that's how you gonna play it, I'm not gonna answer no more questions. And like, I kind of understand that. It's kind of like, I'm giving you my point of view. Now, if you want to double back and push me on that, then okay. Y'all say that y'all was gonna let everybody who voted for Kamala have the floor and talk, but every time somebody try to talk, you cutting them off. You pausing them, and you doing this and that and doing this and that and the third. And that's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like people create these lives and want to have this dialogue about stuff, but then when the opposing dialogue is being had, you're so angry about what's being said that you basically shun them or pause them, kick them off the live. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what was wrong with the country these last 4 years, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? The country, the last 4 years, dog, has really been censoring to certain groups of people, certain opinions, so that they can push other agendas and opinions. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I got out of that, man. You know, and it was very difficult for me to watch that because I actually enjoy Anton's viewpoint on certain things like relationships and stuff like that. I enjoy, it's refreshing to see that old school mentality way of engaging in certain dialogues, you know, the way that he does in his opinions about certain things, you know. But anyway, man, y'all let me know what y'all thought about, you know, what happened on the panel and what y'all think about this video, man. Drop y'all comments down below in the comment section. If you like this video, man, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, man, hit that like button and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.